What's up, guys? Welcome to the latest episode of Andre the Man Show. I'm your host, Andre Morton, and Andre the Man Show is exclusively on the ATP Network. You can subscribe to the ATP Network on YouTube and Rumble. Rockfin, hopefully, it's coming real soon. And also, too, I got some shameless plugs. I got a podcast. It's called Real Recognize Real. It's available on all major podcasting platforms, and also it's coming to YouTube as well. So when you go on our channel, just scroll over on top where it said live and video, click on podcast, and also too, excuse me, y'all. You can follow the ATP Network on Twitter. The handle is at ATP Network 247, and our comrade Trina, she's in a dire situation. She was in a domestic abuse relationship. Now she's trying to leave. She's trying to seek liberation. So donate to Trina. GoFundMe. The link is in the description below this video if you watch on YouTube, and I be sure to put it on Rumble too as well, if Rumble allow links. So yeah, y'all, that's the shameless plugs right there. About this video, shout out to presidential nominee for the PSL party, CLAUDIA de la Cruz. She's been doing the damn thing, man. She's been out there protesting. I know some of you guys may know her, some of you don't. She's been doing the damn thing, and she got my vote. I know a lot of other people that's on the left will vote for Jill Stein, which is fine too. I wish both of them will. I wish one be on, like, come together on one ticket, in my opinion, because to be honest, it is dividing the vote, but it is what it is. Maybe hopefully one day, all third party candidates that's running that particular election, maybe in 2028, can come together and run. But anyway, this video you watched a few minutes ago was about CLAUDIA. She was at the Chicago Assembly, and I guess she was just doing a speech about it, and she talked about how toxic the Democratic Party is. Oh yeah, the Democratic Party is just it's like drinking toxic water. You sip on that shit and it just turns you the fuck off because it makes you sick. It doesn't improve your life. See, water is supposed to help our bodies, nourish our bodies. First, drinking water, but toxic water, all it does is it just makes you sick and you'll die being a shit lip. So yeah, shout out to her, man. She been out in the streets protesting. I'm pretty sure she gonna be out there at the DNC convention. It's gonna be in Chicago, by the way. I hope the protesters in Chicago shut that shit down. I thought the DNC said they were gonna do that shit virtually. I guess the virtual shit is over. I guess even though COVID is still spreading around. It's not funny, but I'm just saying, like, okay, y'all want fire with the protesters? Y'all finna get some fire. Those your asses get. I'm glad y'all ain't going virtual. I hope they shut that shit down, make a statement. And also to the people that's supporting Kamala Harris, that's supposed to be on the quote unquote left. Kamala is not going to negotiate no permanent ceasefire. Kamala is not going to stop sending weapons to Israel. She's a Zionist. The only reason why she's doing that because she wanted to tone down the rhetoric. Like, I don't know what's up with some of you guys, man. Like you motherfuckers just opportunists. Y'all just want to clout chase. That's what it was to me. Some of you guys that are pro-Palestine, but what will support Kamala Harris. So deeply, deeply unserious motherfuckers. Tell you that. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. I'm gonna start doing this. I'm gonna do this with Jill Stein and Cornel West as well, and that other woman, Jasmine Sherman. I'm gonna go through all of their websites and read their policies or what they want to do. If they won't win the presidency of the United States, I know a lot of people said, third parties ain't gonna win. Third parties have no shot. But man, you never know. You never say never. There's always a chance. It's just that if only the corporate media didn't do a blackout of all these candidates, even RFK2 to a certain extent, then it'd be fair game. But y'all know how it is. But before I get to it, I know y'all seen me holding a can. I'm drinking White Claw. Man, I just after the day I had, I needed this. Man, yeah. I just finna show y'all this website, Claudia and Karina. This is their official campaign website. It says right here, "End capitalism before it ends us. Join us in building a socialist movement. We will end the rule of billionaires once and for all." So, I like that. And this is a video. Should I play this? Yeah, I might as well play it. It's just 2 minutes long. I'm finna play this video right here.
The newest data suggests the U.S. economy is slowing down.
The role reversal is setting off ripple effects as states implement abortion bans.
Another train derailed outside Detroit today.
The number of Americans living without homes, in shelters, or on the streets continues to rise at an alarming rate.
Does it ever feel like the political system is working against us? Like regardless of who we vote for, the outcome is always the same? We're told this country is a democracy, but more and more it feels like a corporate regime. No matter which party is in power, only the rich ever come up on top. Today, the richest 1% or more wealth than the bottom 90% of Americans combined.
On top of that, heat waves, floods, and hurricanes are becoming a regular occurrence. Artificial intelligence is threatening to replace millions of jobs, and the threat of World War III is more serious than ever. Humanity is facing nothing short of an existential crisis, and what do the two parties offer us? Culture wars meant to divide us, and breadcrumbs disguised as solutions that come nowhere near meeting the scale of the problem.
Let's just say what we all know deep inside. Career politicians and real estate moguls are never going to save us. Corporate America has two parties. Shouldn't the working class have at least one? I am Claudia de la Cruz.
And I'm Karina Garcia.
And we're running for the President and Vice President of the United States on the ticket of the Party for Socialism and Liberation.
We're not career politicians, and we don't have billionaire friends. We're educators, community organizers, and mothers.
You don't need to tell us that the working class makes this country run. I'm from the South Bronx, and we know what hard work looks like.
I know this country wouldn't last a day without the working class. So isn't it about time that we take charge?
This campaign is for all of us living paycheck to paycheck or working multiple jobs. For all of us who are sick of watching the rich get richer while we can't even pay our rent.
We don't just want to tax the billionaires, we want them out of power entirely. We need to seize big pharma, seize big tech, seize the big banks instead of letting them run our government. We need an economy that puts the people before profit. An economy built to generate prosperity for everyone, not just a handful of billionaires.
This campaign is not a one-time thing. We're running to build a political organization that finally gives voice to the working people of this country. It's time to stop going around in circles while the elites change places every 4 years. We think this country deserves a better option, a socialist option.
Okay, so that's the video, guys. Great video, man. I think I seen that on Twitter when they launched their campaign last year. I'm finna read their policies. As some of you may not know, Cackling Camilla does not have any policies on her website. Isn't that amazing? And you got motherfucking these these petulant people capping for her like she's the next coming of Jesus Christ or some shit. Holy hell. Okay, it says our program. Okay, they say end capitalism before it ends us. Okay, this is their policy proposals. I'm finna go through all of them. This might take a while. So grab your White Claw like me and or grab you water or coffee or whatever time you watch this show and relax. The first one says, seize the biggest 100 corporations, create a new company for the people. This says the 100 largest corporations in America should be seized from their billionaire owners and turned into public property, owned by the working class that created their vast wealth in the first place. This could serve as the foundation for a total reorganization of the economy in a way that guarantees that everyone in a society will have their basic needs met, massively rebuild urban and rural infrastructure, and bring down rent and prices. Quality healthcare, education through college, beyond free childcare, decent housing, and a living wage with a union representation will become constitutional rights. Oh, so yeah. So she said Medicare, basically saying everything that so-called Bernie Sanders proposed will be a constitutional right. Okay. A form of card check unionization would enacted that certifies a union immediately after a majority of employees in a given workplace express their desire to do so. Immigrant workers who are fleeing horrific conditions caused largely by U.S. corporations and politicians should be given legal status and brought into unions so that solidarity prevails instead of a race to the bottom in wages. With the hospitals and pharmaceutical companies under the control of the people, they will provide care for free. Evictions will be banned and rent capped at no more than 10% of a person's income. Wow, that's dope. 10%? That's low. Inflation will be eliminated with an across-the-board price freeze. All income and assets over $10 million will be subject to the 100% tax. Woo! That's based. With no exceptions or loopholes, as with all offshore corporate profits. All debt from student loans, bail bonds, medical and utility bills will be canceled. Based. That sounds good, but only thing I would change is with the immigration. I'll say in terms of like the border policy, I have open borders. Like that's just me. But sound pretty good. Overthrow the dictatorship of the rich, build a democracy that serves the working class. The United States need a new system of government to replace the current one designed to maintain the dictatorship of the billionaires over everyone else. The main tools the ultra-rich use to enforce this dictatorship would be abolished. This includes the Supreme Court, the Senate, the banker-controlled Federal Reserve. Beyond the fig leaf of democracy in America, there's an enormous apparatus of violence and surveillance aimed at repressing the people. The FBI and NSA will be disbanded. The mass incarceration will be replaced by a justice system aimed at rehabilitation and reintegration to the community. The median income for a person in the United States is $31,000, but there is currently not a single member of Congress who has to experience this reality. Workers are fully capable of making the decision and running the government. Workers already run everything else. With workers in charge, the rights of all people will finally be respected. We demand full equality for the LGBTQ people in all areas of society and national legislation banning discrimination at the workplace in all public and private institutions. Natively, sovereignty and self-determination should be fully recognized and treaty rights will be honored. We want to turn the social order upside down and topple those who have all the money and power but do none of the work. The new socialist system of government will be based on direct exercise of power by workers. A true democracy encourages the proliferation of many types of organizations: youth climate corps, neighborhood associations, student groups, union, civic organizations, and views organizations as instruments for people to identify problems and take action together. So basically, the government for the people. Yeah, run by the people. The people, the working class run this country. Hell, yeah. Let's make the motherfucking people be in the motherfucking government. Hell yeah. Working class be in the government. This one says, in the rule of money and lock up the corporate elite. Bribery in America is a legal, recognized industry called corporate lobbying. This practice must be outlawed, and all politicians should be subject to a ban on serving on any corporate board or holding any executive position of any type at a private company after leaving office. All Wall Street bailouts should end immediately. Similarly, millionaires and billionaires should no longer be allowed to buy elections through lavish donations. Get the money out! All campaigning should be publicly financed, and the different loopholes like super PACs that billionaires use to get around donation limits should be immediately closed. Under a democracy, battle workers, war criminals, and Wall Street conmen should be locked up, finally brought to justice for their monstrous crimes against the people. Corruption is a bipartisan issue for the U.S. ruling class. People like Hunter Biden and Jared Kushner alike abuse their position of power to secure lucrative sources of income and flout the law. Some members of ultra-rich grow even wealthier by facilitating the crimes of others like J.P. Morgan, Chase CEO Jamie Dimon, and whose banks counted Jeffrey Epstein among its clients. The wrong people are in jail. Instead of incarcerating millions of poor people caught in desperate situations, the ones who should be held to account are the corporate capitalists. Hell yeah. The corporate goons, the fucking war criminals, the Obamas, the Clintons, the Bushes, the Trumps, the Bidens, the Kamalas, all of them. Lock all them motherfuckers' ass up. End all U.S. aid to apartheid Israel, end the genocide and free Palestine. Our campaign is fully committed to the Palestinian people's right to freedom and end the genocide in Gaza. CLAUDIA and KARINA and countless campaign volunteers are proud to have taken the streets as part of the massive people movement that emerged in the United States since October 7th as an expression of their long-standing commitment to the struggle for Palestinian liberation. We stand for the immediate end to all aid to Israel. Our tax dollars should be used to meet people's needs, not pay for bullets, bombs, and missiles used in the massacre in Gaza. Likewise, all U.S. diplomatic support to help Israel conceal its crimes, like use of the U.S. veto power in the United Nations, must stop. We stand for the repeal of all anti-BDS laws and demand an end to the repression and intimidation of pro-Palestine protesters. The Palestinian people have been heroically resisting genocide and corruption for over 76 years. We are in solidarity with their struggle for freedom from the river to the sea. Got that right. Let me see. I ain't gonna read all these. I'm gonna read this one. In the War in Black Sun, I'm a black guy. It says, the struggle for black freedom brought millions of people into the streets in 2020. Excuse me, in the most massive social movement in U.S. history. This enormous uprising was an outraged response to the fact that a war has been waged on black America from the very foundation of the country. From slavery to segregation to systematic racism, including decades of neoliberalism and mass incarceration that had left the country even more unequal and segregated. Reparations and the rebuilding of black communities are essential to fully address the consequences of this war. The seizure of the 100 largest corporations, many of which historically profit from slavery, provide ample resources of cash payments along with huge investments for service and infrastructure. I'll add to that, if I was the KARINA team, I'll say, give us land. We were promised 40 acres and a mule, but we never got that. So that just showed me they were bullshitting us all along. Along with reparations, we stand for a wide range of measures that comprehensively uproot the oppression of black people. Affirmative action programs should be expanded, not shredded by unelected judges. Cops responsible for racist brutality should be given long prison sentences as a unmistakable signal that the era of impunity is over. We want to stop the whitewashing of U.S. history under the guise of bans on critical race theory. All young people should understand the horrors of white supremacy and develop an appreciation for why racism must be eradicated from society. The transformation of the country's healthcare system must include a top priority sweeping action to eliminate the huge disparity of maternal mortality rates for black women. Oh yeah, maternity rates for black women is just preposterous compared to the white counterparts. Let me see. Defend rights. I skipped this one. It says cut the military budget for 90%, peace, not war with China and Russia. Oh yeah, 90%. I'll say 98%. To be honest with you, I mean, United States got the biggest. Before I get to the one about women's rights, this one right here, this right here. We got the biggest military in the United States. I mean, we spend the most money on the military in the United States. The second is China, I think. China. Oh man, I'm gonna read this. Abortion should be available without restrictions and provided for free so that women and all people have the right to control their own bodies. The Supreme Court's 2022 Dobbs decision was a historic blow to equal rights, but the court could not have done it without the help of decades of passivity on the part of the Democratic Party. The Democrats refused to take any of the many opportunities they had, including the period between the 2020 and 2022 elections, to pass a law at the federal level legalizing abortion. We need such legislation immediately, along with other measures to ensure abortion services are available on demand regardless of income. The epidemic of violence against women must be addressed as a top priority of society. This can only be achieved through a comprehensive approach involving programs to help women leave abusive situations and end to impunity for crimes committed against women, and cultural campaigns to uproot sexist attitudes. The Constitution must finally include a provision guaranteeing the equal rights of women here. Especially when my comrade Trina, she was in an abusive relationship, domestic abuse relationship. So that could help her out a lot. Because this government don't give a shit about her. She has to fend for herself. With Claudia de la Cruz, if she was able to implement this, she would have a way out without fucking worrying about, y'all know what I'm talking about. We demand full equality for the LGBTQ people in all areas of society, and we demand to stop the right-wing scapegoating against the LGBTQ people. We call to enact all national legislation banning discrimination against the LGBTQ people at the workplace and all public and private institutions. Okay, and the last one right here. Save the planet from capitalism. To deal with the disastrous effects of the climate crisis, society must urgently transform the way we produce energy, grow food, and move around the world. The main obstacle standing in our way is private profit and the system that values quarterly revenue over the survival of human civilization. We can only take action at the scale and speed necessary to save the planet if the unplanned capitalist economic system is replaced by a socialist economic planning. Yep. Profit over people all the time. Fossil fuel corporations should immediately be taken over by public and repurposed to generate renewable energy. Capitalist agriculture is enormously wasteful, especially when it comes to water resources. The vast land holdings and the technological resources available to the big agribusiness corporation would be seized and turned over to farmers who would implement the democratically determined plan to recognize food production as a sustainable basis. Public transportation will be massively expanded with a fleet consisting of entirely of electric vehicles, and a huge scale of undertaking will ensure that no auto worker will lose a job. Massive infrastructure projects need to begin immediately to make society more resilient to climate change, creating millions of good-paying jobs. What I would add here is high-speed rail. That will help with all the traffic congestion in some of these major cities in the United States, and also too, and also electric vehicles. Make electric vehicles affordable too. I don't mind having an electric vehicle, but I can't afford one. So I mean, I'll say that too. So yeah, very comprehensive. From Claudia De La Cruz. Pretty good. Very thorough. Um, Compared to Cackling Camillus, which is nothing. You know what? I'm finna check and see if Cackling Camilla added anything to her website. Give me a second. Okay, guys. Here's Cackling Camilla's website. Before you even were able to scroll, they ask you donate your hard-earned money. Just a chance to meet Cackling Camilla and Zionist hugging Tim Walz. No, thank you. Guys, I'm gonna tell you this. Stop donating to politicians. Give your money to mutual aid. Give it to somebody you know that needs it, man. You see a homeless man on the street. He's homeless. Stop believing all the propaganda that people be saying. They got money. They just opportunities. Shut up. Just just hand them some money or buy them something to eat or something. You could take that money. It's better spent with money than to giving it to these politicians that just ain't gonna do shit for you. Gonna serve their donors. They donors tell them what to do. They donors are their bosses. We're not their bosses. We're just we just tokens basically that they are just trying to divide us. Um uh let me see. Nope. It just got meet Kamala Harris right here. Meet Tim Walz. Take action in store. Nothing. No policy positions or nothing. They had 3 weeks. Look, nothing. So, this bitch deeply unserious. Don't vote for Kamala Harris. Vote third party. Vote independent, and then vote your state ballot initiatives, man. Vote locally. Don't vote for Trump or Kamala Harris, y'all. Please don't do that. It's not worth your time. And then if you want to sit out, if your state ain't got ballot initiatives, or you can sit out too, man. I mean, hell, do what you got to do. Vote for Jill Stein, or vote for Claudia, or vote for Jasmine Sherman, or Cornel West. I don't care. I support Claudia De La Cruz. I mean, you can support Jill Stein. We're still cool. I wish all of them with one ticket. That way, maybe you'll probably get to 11, 12, 13%. So we get federal funding. So yeah, y'all, that's the end of this episode. Y'all, thank you again for watching.